Well, another happy morning. The Bank of America has increased, has the price target for Tesla to $400 a share. That gave Tesla what it needed apparently this morning to blast past 362, that resistance point, and it's up 13 or $14 right now. Where will it stop? Well, after this 362 breakthrough, there's no fundamental reason at all for Tesla to stop before the all-time high. Now, the chartists are saying that there's some technical resistance around 380 and that there might be, obviously, there's going to be that psychological resistance at 400, but we're very, very close. We're within less than 10% of getting back to 400 and change, 411, 412, somewhere around there, where we hit the all-time high 3 Novembers ago. Markets are flat this morning while Tesla is going crazy, but they're starting to move up. Soft employment data heading into tomorrow's jobs numbers seems to be why it's flat. I continue to wonder why the headline job numbers matter to anybody when the revisions are so massive. If I were you, I'd pay attention to the revisions if you're a long-term player, but the headline number is important if you're a day trader or making some strategic moves on that day or the next couple of days afterwards, especially in the bonds. Now, the bond players, you would think, would be the ones that would be smart enough to look past the headline number. Generally speaking, people that play the bonds are actually these smart guys. It's kind of like the baseball players were always the smart ones. Anyway, you get my point. So here's the big story. And this is just a one-off of what I expect to be happening a lot in the future because Bank of America now gets it. Bank of America raised this is from investing.com. Bank of America raised its price objective for Tesla to 400 from 350 on Thursday, citing enhanced growth confidence following their visit to Tesla's Giga Texas factory. The bank said that the visit included meetings with investor relations, factory tours, and test drives. The trip gave us increased confidence that Tesla is well positioned to grow in 2025 plus. With its core EV business, new vehicles will expand the TAM, and a launch of its Robotaxi offering, and a longer term from its investments in Optimus, said the bank's analyst, reiterating their buy rating on Tesla. Tesla showcased, they said, quote, Tesla showcased the capabilities of full self-driving, which were impressive and much improved from prior versions. The bank said vehicles using FSD's versions 12.5 and 13.2 navigated challenging roads autonomously, and Tesla projects interventions at once every 10,000 miles soon. So the investor relations folks that they talked to, and the engineers, told them that they are expecting to reach that 10,000 mile benchmark soon. And this is what they are wanting. This is what they feel they need to do in order to launch Robotaxi. So everything is on process. Everything is moving along towards the Robotaxi launch. Compared to Waymo's milestone, Tesla's rapid AI compute expansion using 50,000 H100 chips position it strongly, according to the bank. They note the Optimus robot program is also progressing. Tesla uses these robots for internal tasks like sorting 4680 battery cells, with plans to scale production to 1,000 units by 2025. Enhanced training and expanded compute resources are expected to accelerate Optimus development, potentially reducing production costs significantly by 2026. Bank of America anticipates Tesla's margin growth to transition from hardware-focused to software-driven. See, over and over and over again, Bank of America gets it after they took their trip down to Austin. This is going to be leveraging their premium services like FSD and connectivity. The analysts noted that Tesla's AI and robotics initiatives could easily justify an equity raise to expand compute capacity, a move they believe investors would welcome. So there's another interesting twist. They're thinking, wow, maybe Tesla's going to use this 1.2 trillion or wherever they are now valuation to raise capital. I would be fine with it, but I don't think it's in their plan. Bank of America views Tesla as well-positioned for long-term growth, reinforcing optimism with an elevated valuation metric based on robust EV/EBITDA projections. Well, anyway, that's a pretty darn good note from Bank of America. I mean, that was so right on. Sawyer Merritt says this. He says, this is from Eric E. Tesla. Lead engineer for Tesla CyberCab says it will have roughly 50% fewer parts overhauled than a Model 3. Additionally, the CyberCab's body structure will have 60% fewer components compared to the Model Y. Holy mackerel. Crazy stuff. What a company. Elon and the city of Memphis announced that Colossus will increase by 10 times to 1 million GPUs. So the city of Memphis, Elon just put in the first 200,000, 100,000, and now they're working on the second 200,000. He just sat down with Jensen and said, look, I need a bunch more. So apparently he's put in an order for another 800,000. So Elon then posts on X, he says, nope, at least 1 billion GPUs. And then he has a laughing emoji. This also from Elon Musk this morning. He says, the first Starlink satellite direct-to-cell phone constellation is now complete. Okay. This will enable unmodified cell phones to have internet connectivity in remote areas, basically anywhere on Earth. Bandwidth per beam is 10 megabytes, so that's really low right now, but future constellations will be much more capable. And yesterday, I don't know if I noted it anywhere, yesterday he said, come on, come one, come all, to all the telecommunications companies. They can all set up if they want to and have it available on their phones. So I don't know if that's going to help the share value of SpaceX. This is Randy Kirk. And if you haven't liked yet, if you don't like what I had to say this morning, you're never going to like it. So this is the day that you need to take a second and hit the like button, and then hit the if you haven't never subscribed, well, this would be that day as well. And then hit the notify. We've got a regular day coming. Cern Basher is the late show at 7:45 roughly. And then the Bradford Ferguson, who right now is visiting a robotics factory. So maybe he'll have some juicy stuff, some insider information from that travel to the robot factory. Those are both coming up later today, so that's why you want to hit notify. This is the time of year when you should be buying your Cybertrucks. More orders coming in. Thank you, one and all, for your orders for Cybertrucks. Bottle openers, and you'll be glad you did. All right, let's see. Reuters, the number of Americans filing new applications for unemployment benefits increased modestly last week, suggesting that the labor market continues to steadily cool. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits rose 9,000 to a seasonally adjusted 224 for the week ended November 30th, according to the Labor Department. Economists had thought it would only be 215,000 this week, so that was a miss, I guess. Anyway, in general, these numbers are it's such in a narrow range, they don't really impact me very much. Claims are at levels consistent with steady job growth and have signaled a sharp rebound in non-farm payrolls in November after the labor market was severely distorted by Hurricanes Helene and Milton, as well as the strikes at the Boeing factory. Non-farm payrolls likely increased by 200,000 jobs in November after rising 12,000 in October. This is their guess, based on what they're seeing will happen tomorrow. The historically low layoffs account for most of the labor market's strength. Hefty interest rate hikes from the Federal Reserve in 2022 and 2023 to tame inflation have left companies with little appetite to hire more workers. Yesterday night, I reported on the Fed's Beige book. I'll put a card up on that in a few minutes. Very interesting report from last night. I think you should go back and look at it. The Fed's Beige book report on Wednesday described employment as flat or only up slightly across the U.S. Central bank districts are reporting. It also noted that hiring activity was subdued as worker turnover remained low and few firms reported increasing their headcount. The level of layoffs was also reportedly low, though, so it's very flat. Sluggish hiring is keeping many who have lost their jobs longer on the unemployment rolls. The number of people receiving benefits after an initial week of aid, a proxy for hiring, fell 25,000, though, to a seasonally adjusted 1.871 million. So that's a good thing. So generally speaking, if you believe the numbers, the economy seems to be fine. While the data has no bearing, this data has no bearing on November's employment report that'll come out tomorrow. The persistent elevation in so-called continuing claims poses an upside risk to the unemployment rate. The jobless rate is a forecast that people are expecting tomorrow that it's going to pop up to 4.2 from 4.1. That would be fine and would probably help to ensure that we're going to get the reduction in the Fed rate coming up on the 18th. I want to say the 18th. That's probably not right, but roughly around there. The U.S. trade deficit. Now, this is a separate story coming up. The U.S. trade deficit contracted sharply in October as imports declined by the most since 2022, potentially positioning trade to contribute to economic growth in the fourth quarter. The trade gap narrowed 11.9% to $73.8 billion from a revised $83.8 billion in September. Imports dropped 4%, the biggest decrease since 2022. Goods imports tumbled 5.5%. Businesses worried about President-elect Donald Trump's threats to raise tariffs on foreign goods and they could be trying to front-load imports, but that would have increased imports. This is what confused me about this report. This is Reuters, so you can't expect that much, which would reverse October's drop and ensure trade remained a drag on gross domestic product. Well, if you export more, that helps GDP. Anyway, just a little fun here at the end. I had a bit of fun posting this on X last night. Let me know what you think. I say, what a time to be alive. Which of these has you the most intrigued over the next couple of years? Number one, for me, would be Optimus. Number two, AGI. Do you know that yesterday OpenAI said they think that AGI will become in effect next year? We've got Bitcoin. I have no dog in that hunt, but it's pretty interesting to watch after passing through 100,000 yesterday. A million. Yeah, that's next. After passing through 100,000 yesterday. Holy mackerel. Okay, then you've got Robotaxi. Oh, that's huge right now. Neuralink would be number 5 on my list. This is potential for crazy stuff next year. You've got a colony on Mars. 2 years from now, we're going to be shooting 4 or 5 ships up to Mars. Wow. Number 7, the abundance concept. No scarcity. Maybe we'll see this in a decade. Number 8, life extension to 100+ years average. So many people talking about that. So many ways to get there. Not 100% sure that that's good for everybody. Number 9, how about a beach on Maui? Does that have you intrigued? How about number 10, being able to get to vertical for just one more day? Does that have you intrigued? All right, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below which one of those has you the most intrigued. All right. This is where the markets are right now. Tesla is now up $15. Holy mackerel. It took a little jog and a little twist, and now it's starting to go up again, up $15.28. You can't, $15.35. It just keeps going. Crazy business. Oh, the rest of the market has decided that maybe it didn't like the jobs numbers after all. Whatever reason, the market is down slightly. Flat, flat, flat. That's what we said at the beginning of the week, that maybe the markets were going to be waiting for the jobs report. They were extremely flat all week, and they continue this morning up a little early, now down a little, but not significant. The Dow down 29, the NASDAQ down 14, and the S&P down 3. Magnificent 7, which had been all down, now are mixed, but just barely. The numbers are very, very tiny. The biggest number actually is NVIDIA down $1.14, which is almost a percent. All right, you go to the Cathie Woods. Those are except for ARK-K, which You would expect 𝐅𝐫𝐢𝐝 and 𝐼𝐸 to both be going up with what's happening with Tesla right now. I would expect her to be selling hand over fist right now because that's what she does when her portfolio gets too fat with Tesla. Yeah, but now we've got the Cathie Wood stocks all down except for 𝐅𝐫𝐢𝐝. But again, pretty much small numbers. Square losing a little bit of that a pop that they were having. They're pushing up against a $100 price, so that's not surprising. They're down at 97.20. All right, percentage-wise, the Dow right now is down 0.1, NASDAQ down 0.05, S&P down 0.08, and Tesla up 4% this morning, $14.30 as of this moment. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the bonds. The 10-year continues to sit there. Oh, okay, 4.209 now. It's up 2.7 this morning. It had come back off of those numbers yesterday, but it's waiting and waiting. It wants to know what is going to happen with those employment numbers tomorrow. Apparently, for some reason, a little nervous this morning about whether the Fed is going to cut. The 2-year is up 5.2% this morning. That's a big move. In fact, it's almost, well, not quite re-inverting. So it's still in the right direction. And then the 1 month is down this morning, 0.9% of a basis point. That's what I'm trying to say. It always confuses me when I have to say it that way. All right, let's go ahead to the oils. We got oil basically up 20 cents. But staying well under 70. Remember, everybody is predicting oil is going to be going into the 50s, so maybe even the low 50s. So we're sitting at 68.74 for Texas, 72.54 for Brent. Natural gas up strongly this morning, 2.63% at $3.123, $3.12.3. Gold down a little bit, $16, 2,660, right in its range. Recent range. Silver, 31.67, same thing, down a little bit, down 24 cents. Copper, barely moving, down 0.32 at 4.188. Again, right in the middle of its range. Everything just kind of flat. Dollar flat. Now then, here's the thing that's not flat. Bitcoin, 102.2. Got to start saying the new thing. Will it bounce back under 100 at some point? Will it have will it decide that it needs to, will there be people that are going to want to take profits? That's my question. But anyway, over 102. Was it 104? As far as the highest I've seen it, maybe it was more than that, but that's the highest I've seen was 104. All right. So that is where things are sitting right now. As mentioned before, one of the things you want to do, because this is something you need to do while it's on your mind, okay? So right now it's on your mind. Right now, go down to the description. You'll see all the information you need to buy a Cybertruck bottle opener. You might also want to buy one of the books, okay? I am selling the books for $25 each if you buy them from me. You can go on Amazon and buy a version of the book for $3 or $4 or $5, like the Kindle version or whatever. Or you can pay a lot of money and get the audio, but the audio is, that for some people, that's what you want. But if you want a signed copy, or if you want to give away a signed copy of either of the books, then they're $25, $25 for the Cybertruck. You can mix and match any combination, and you can get one for 25, two for 45, three for 60, 5 for 100. I forget. Anyways, all down below. You send the money to paypal.me/Randy Kirk. All right. Like, subscribe, notify. You know it's coming up. It'll be Nick, not Nick. It's Nick's on Tuesday. Nick's at night on Tuesday. Bradford Ferguson tonight, coming fresh from his visit to a robots factory. That'll be on around 6-ish. And then it's about 7:45. You'll get Cern Basher, and that'll be what's on tap for tonight. Tesla now up $15 as we conclude tonight's activities, this morning's activities, and also the card. I will put that card up from last night where I get deeply into the beige book, but also my expectations for where the entire economy is going in 2025. And I think you'll find it intriguing and interesting. A lot of people did, lots of comments. Thank you very much. Love to hear more comments from you today as well. All right, that's it. I'm going to be signing off. It's been great.